Hi guys, so this is the meal timings video that you guys voted for the weekly coaches video, and I'm going to get stuck right into it for meal timings. If you don't have a lot of time or you don't want to hear me chat for the next 5 minutes, the answer is, do meal timings matter? The answer is no, not really, but I'll dig into it for a little bit more for those who have the time. So I'm going to use a few studies to reference here, so you know that I'm not making it up. So to start off with, we're going to talk about the fat loss studies. So we've got Journal of Nutrition study that compared eating 70% of your calories at night versus eating them at breakfast. Now, you've probably heard the old myth or the old saying that you shouldn't eat carbohydrates past 6 o'clock, or you shouldn't eat big meals in the evening because more of those calories are going to be converted to body fat gain because you're eating it late at night. Um, and the results of the study was they were in a calorie deficit, by the way, both groups there, and they lost exactly the amount of same fat. So the take home from that is it doesn't matter. If you like to eat a big breakfast, that's cool. If you like to eat big meals in the evening, that's cool. If you're after fat loss, you need to be focusing on the amount you're eating, not your meal timings. So it's a waste of your energy and your willpower, right? And there's also a study that was done on completely skipping breakfast versus those who have breakfast. And this is for fat loss results as well. And the study showed that essentially when people become more aware of their intake of food, that nets you fat loss results. So whether you eat breakfast or skip it, it's purely a matter of preference, but you being more aware of what you're eating is the actual key to getting fat loss results. Um, so yeah, don't worry too much about it. Again, whatever your preference is, you could try it, you could not try it, but as long as you're thinking and focusing about your nutrition and what you're eating, then that's where the results come from. It's the same thing when people try new diets or they get super excited about a new gym program. Generally, they're just focusing more and putting more effort into it. It's not that that diet or that gym program was especially amazing. It's just that their buy-in is a lot higher. They're actually focusing versus, year one, I couldn't give a fuck about what I eat, my nutrition, food, versus year two, when I started this new diet. Now I'm super hyper focused on what I'm eating. It's probably the fact that you're focused on it, not the actual diet's magic. Okay. And if we talk about performance for a little bit now, so there's a study in 2006 by Cribb and Hayes. And in that study, the researchers showed that protein, carbohydrates, and creatine taken around a training session could lead to more muscle mass and strength gain than those same nutrients eaten further from the session, which sounds amazing, right? So those of you who want performance are like, well, fucking hell, there you go, let's do that. My post-workout shake with creatine in it. But unfortunately, very few people talk about the flip side to that study, that further research using similar protocols failed to find the same effect. So yeah, there might be one study out there that showed this, but then future ones don't, and the majority of the evidence shows that it doesn't matter to you. There we go. Don't worry about it. I mean, there's some people who, let's say, you struggle to get in enough protein for your performance goals. Now, having a post-workout protein shake could be great for you because it's a good habit to have. It's like a bookend to the session. It's easy. It's, you make your protein shake, you chuck it in a bag. There you go. It's in there. You're going to have it. But it doesn't matter that it's a post-workout shake as such. The same if you're having something like maltodextrin or dextrose in your post-workout shake to replenish your glycogen stores. If you do more like CrossFit style training, it doesn't matter so much that is taken then. It could be taken pre-workout, it could be taken a few hours after. It's just the fact that you're getting it in is the benefit, right? So again, don't worry too much about your meal timings for performance-based training. So what should you worry about? We've got a nutritional hierarchy that we're going to talk about now. So number one on the hierarchy is how much are you eating? That is your main focus, and it has to be your main focus. How much are you eating? Then we can talk about how are you eating? Are you eating slowly, mindfully, without distraction, that kind of thing? Because that can lead to overeating. And that just generally eating slower can help you reduce the amount you eat, which is great. And number three, why are you eating? You hungry, bored, stressed, social cues, you triggered by hyper rewarding foods, that kind of thing, is important because let's say every Friday you have to, have a meeting with some knobhead at work, and then every time after that meeting, you end up going home, you're smashing a pizza and a bottle of prosecco because you're stressed out. That person is annoying to you or whatever. It just is not a good situation. You need to know that and recognize that, because then you can either remove yourself from that situation and try and not have those meetings with that person, or if you do need to reward yourself with something, make it something that will actually get you towards your goals. Maybe reward yourself with a massage on a Friday night or something. So that's important as well. And then, are you doing those things consistently? Because it doesn't matter if you do them for a few months, it's, are you doing them for a few years, for the rest of your life? Are you consistently doing these things? Because that's where a lot of people fall down. It's, you fall off the bandwagon and that's it. And then once you've got all those things in place, then you might talk about meal timings in terms of, is setting up a schedule of eating going to be beneficial to you? Is that going to help you stick to your efforts essentially? But there's nothing magic about meal timings. So there we go.